On the evening of October 12, 2012, in Highland Heights, Kentucky, a quiet suburban town became the setting for a shocking tragedy that would capture national attention. A rising young attorney, with a bright future ahead of him, Ryan Carter Poston, lost his life in a sudden and violent act that left his family and friends shattered. Ryan Poston was a charismatic, intelligent, and ambitious young man. At 29, he had a promising legal career, a close-knit family, and many dreams he was working hard to achieve. But behind his picture-perfect life was a tumultuous relationship with his girlfriend, Shayna Hubers, that would eventually lead to a devastating and irreversible event. When police arrived at Ryan's apartment that fateful night, Shayna Hubers made a shocking confession. What followed was a complex and controversial investigation into the events leading up to Ryan's death. A case filled with twists and turns, accusations of domestic turmoil, and chilling revelations that would leave the world stunned. Ryan Carter Poston entered the world on December 30, 1982, in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, the beloved son of Lisa Carter and Jay Poston. Known for his warmth, intelligence, and unwavering care for those around him, Ryan was the type of person people gravitated toward. As the eldest sibling, he shared a special bond with his three younger sisters, Allison, Catherine, and Elizabeth Carter. Ryan's educational journey reflected his global upbringing and thirst for knowledge. He attended Blessed Sacrament School in Fort Mitchell before studying at the International School Manila in the Philippines and the International School of Geneva in Switzerland during high school. Later, he pursued higher education at Indiana University, earning triple majors in history, geography, and political science. Determined to make a difference, Ryan completed his Juris Doctor degree at Northern Kentucky University in Highland Heights, launching his career as an attorney in Cincinnati, Ohio. It was during this time, at the age of 28, that Ryan crossed paths with 19-year-old Shayna Hubers, a psychology student at the University of Kentucky, through a chance connection on Facebook, a meeting that would ultimately lead to a dark and tragic chapter in his promising life. Born on April 8, 1991, in Lexington, Kentucky, Shayna Mitchell Hubers was known for her brilliance and academic drive. Her peers often described her as a genius, with an intense focus on her studies. While pursuing a psychology degree at the University of Kentucky in Lexington, about 80 miles from Ryan Poston's home in Highland Heights, Shayna excelled academically, graduating with honors and aspiring to earn a master's degree in school counseling. In March 2011, Shayna's life took a dramatic turn when Ryan Poston noticed her on social media after she posted a bikini photo. Intrigued, Ryan sent her a friend request, which she accepted, and the two quickly began dating. At the time, Ryan was recovering from a recent breakup with Lauren Worley. While he enjoyed Shayna's company initially, it became clear that their relationship wasn't what he wanted. Despite his repeated efforts to end things, Shayna refused to let go. Their relationship spiraled into toxicity, marked by constant arguments and Shayna's intense jealousy. Her obsession with Ryan consumed her, ultimately leading to a tragic and fatal outcome that shocked everyone who knew them. The tumultuous relationship between Shayna Hubers and Ryan Poston took a fatal turn on October 12, 2012. That evening, Ryan was preparing for a date with Miss Ohio, Audrey Bolt, when Shayna unexpectedly showed up at his Highland Heights condo. What began as an argument quickly escalated into tragedy. Shayna retrieved a Sig Sauer .380 pistol and shot Ryan 6 times, ending his life. Immediately after the shooting, Shayna called 911, admitting she had killed her boyfriend but claiming it was an act of self-defense. When police arrived and informed her of her Miranda rights, Shayna chose to keep talking, offering disturbing commentary. She accused Ryan of being vain and abusive and made shocking, inappropriate remarks about the incident, quipping that she had given him the nose job he always wanted by shooting him in the face. She even mused aloud, "Who will marry me if they find out I killed a boyfriend in self-defense?" During her interrogation, Shayna's behavior became increasingly bizarre. Left alone in the room, she paced, danced, and sang Amazing Grace, interspersed with self-congratulatory remarks like, "I did it. Yes, I did it. I can't believe I did that." And, "I'm so good at acting." Her unsettling demeanor and lack of remorse raised significant questions about her self-defense claims. Shayna was arrested, and held on a $5 million bond as the investigation unfolded. Shayna Hubers was formally charged with Ryan Poston's murder on December 20, 2012, and entered a plea of not guilty on January 16, 2013. After more than 2 years in jail, unable to post her $5 million bond, her highly anticipated trial began on April 13, 2015. The courtroom buzzed with tension as prosecutors and defense attorneys clashed over the motives behind the fatal shooting. The prosecution, led by Michelle Snodgrass, argued that Shayna's obsessive jealousy drove her to kill Ryan because he wanted to end their tumultuous relationship for good. They presented a mountain of evidence, including text messages that highlighted Shayna's unhealthy fixation on Ryan. Witnesses for the prosecution painted a damning picture. Ryan's grieving family spoke of his attempts to distance himself from Shayna. Miss Ohio Audrey Bolte testified about her upcoming date with Ryan, and even Shayna's former cellmate revealed disturbing confessions Shayna had made while in jail. The defense countered with a vastly different narrative, claiming that Shayna acted in self-defense after enduring domestic abuse at Ryan's hands. They argued that Shayna feared for her life during their final confrontation. However, as the trial progressed, the prosecution's case gained momentum, casting significant doubt on Shayna's claims and portraying the killing as a calculated act rather than a desperate attempt to survive. The courtroom grew tense as key witnesses painted a chilling picture of Shayna Hubers' mindset and Ryan Poston's final days. Carissa Carlisle, the cousin who introduced Ryan to Shayna, testified that Ryan had been trying to avoid conflict with Shayna in the weeks leading up to his death. She read aloud a series of text messages exchanged with Ryan, highlighting his increasing frustration and discomfort. Ryan's stepfather, Peter Carter, revealed a poignant detail during his testimony. Just 1 day before the murder, Ryan confided in him about his nervousness over an upcoming date with Audrey Bolte, the former Miss Ohio. Ryan had shared his concerns about telling Shayna, knowing it could provoke her. Tragically, the date, planned for 9:30 p.m. at a bar in Milford, Ohio, never happened. Bolte, who had been excited to meet Ryan, testified about his failure to show up that night, unaware of the horror that had unfolded. Perhaps the most damning testimony came from Shayna's former cellmate, Cecily Miller. Miller recounted how Shayna had openly boasted about the killing, laughing as she described shooting Ryan in the face and giving him the nose job he always wanted. Miller also revealed that Shayna had been plotting her defense, arrogantly claiming she was too intelligent to plead insanity because of her Einstein-level IQ, and instead planned to use a battered woman defense. The testimony left the jury with an unsettling glimpse into Shayna's lack of remorse and calculated approach to the aftermath of Ryan's murder. In a pivotal moment of the trial, Shayna Hubers chose not to testify, instead relying on her taped police interrogation to argue self-defense in the killing of Ryan Poston. Despite her claims, the jury reached a unanimous decision after just 5 hours of deliberation. On April 23, 2015, Shayna was found guilty of murder, and the jury recommended a 40-year prison sentence. Following the verdict, Shayna's legal team swiftly moved for a new trial, arguing that key evidence and witnesses supporting her self-defense claim had been excluded. They also petitioned the judge to formally recognize Shayna as a victim of domestic violence, a designation that could drastically reduce the time she would need to serve before being eligible for parole. Under Kentucky law, Shayna would be required to complete 85% of her sentence, equivalent to 34 years, before she could apply for parole. However, if granted the domestic violence exception, she could be released after serving just 20% of her sentence. These motions set the stage for ongoing legal battles in a case already laden with controversy and public scrutiny. 4 months after her conviction, Shayna Hubers was sentenced to 40 years in prison, with the possibility of parole after 20 years, in line with the jury's recommendation. However, the judge made it clear that he did not believe Shayna's claims of being a victim of domestic violence and admitted he had even considered imposing a harsher sentence. Despite this, Shayna's legal battle was far from over. In a surprising twist, Shayna was granted a new trial on August 25, 2016, after her conviction was overturned. The decision stemmed from the discovery that one of the jurors in her original trial had concealed a felony conviction, violating Kentucky law, which prohibits felons from serving on juries. Her retrial, originally scheduled for September 18, 2017, faced multiple delays. A new out-of-state attorney requested more time to prepare her defense, pushing the proceedings back to August 8, 2018. This marked the beginning of a second chance for Shayna to fight the charges that had already defined her fate once before. During Shayna Hubers' second trial, the courtroom was gripped by her graphic testimony about her relationship with Ryan Poston, in which she painted him as an abusive partner. Her defense focused heavily on this narrative, attempting to frame her actions as those of a woman pushed to the brink. Despite the dramatic claims, the jury remained unconvinced. After just 5 hours of deliberation, Shayna was once again found guilty of murder. This time, the sentence was life imprisonment with the possibility of parole. Shayna will have to serve at least 17 years behind bars before she is eligible for parole in 2032. For now, she resides at the Kentucky Correctional Institute for Women in Pewee Valley, Kentucky, her future shaped by the same verdict she had sought to escape. The tragic death of Ryan Carter Poston left an indelible mark on everyone who knew and loved him. A bright and ambitious young man, taken far too soon, his story is one of heartbreak, lost potential, and a community left grappling with the senselessness of his loss. After 2 high-profile trials, Shayna Hubers was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. Her chilling behavior and shocking admissions throughout the investigation and court proceedings left the public horrified, and justice for Ryan became a rallying cry for his family and friends. Ryan's story serves as a sobering reminder of how dangerous toxic relationships can become. It has sparked conversations about the warning signs of emotional and physical abuse and the importance of seeking help before situations escalate to tragedy. May Ryan's memory live on, not only in the hearts of those who loved him, but also as a reminder to cherish life and seek help when faced with danger. His story is one of loss, resilience, and the enduring pursuit of justice. If you found this video compelling, leave a like and your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and watch our other videos.